What is up, everyone? Coffee Break is back with another video. Week 3 is here, ladies and gentlemen. 49ers versus the New York Giants. 49ers are banged up, trying to find a win with their backup quarterback, Nick Mullins, who did play the Giants way back in 2018, lost that one, but obviously this is a different team in New York, and so are the 49ers. A must-win for the 49ers in this one if you want to remain close to your division opponents. But the headlines are both these teams are coming off an injury emotional roller coaster. The 49ers losing not only Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas for the year, but also their quarterback and starting running backs for this game. And for the Giants, you lose star running back Saquon Barkley for the year, and Sterling Shepard goes on IR. So 2 playmakers gone for the Giants. But let's talk about how the 49ers can come out of New York with another victory. And obviously, when you look at this week, you can't talk 49ers without mentioning Nick Mullins. I think protecting the football will be key for him in this game. We don't need him to throw for 300 yards. We need Mullins to basically manage the game. And though the 49ers are down 2 running backs in Mostert and Coleman, really a bummer, they are putting trust in McKinnon, Jeff Wilson Jr., and now rookie coming out of the practice squad, JaMycal Hasty, to carry the load offensively, because I expect the Niners to run the ball, not only to protect Nick Mullins, but just to get this offense going. And speaking of protecting Nick Mullins, I think another key to the game would be to do just that. The Niners struggled to keep Garoppolo and Mullins clean and struggled protecting them from this Jets defensive line last week. The offensive line needs to do a better job in pass protection. I expect a better week from Laken Tomlinson and Daniel Brunskill. Now, quarterback Daniel Jones. He's throwing a lot. He's attempted 40 plus throws in each game. I was shocked. I'd figure you'd at least try to give him a run game, but the coaches clearly want to see him throw the football. He has 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions this year, so it's not like he's setting the league on fire and having his way. He's just attempting way too many throws for my liking. But I expect the same thing from him this week. Now more than ever, right? You have your star running back out now, so you'll have to rely on Daniel Jones and the weapons he does have. Think about this. He's thrown more passes than Patrick Mahomes this year. More power to the Giants, but that wouldn't be my approach. Second-year player, too. It's clear they don't have a balanced offense. Daniel Jones is also up there in sacks this year. Giants have allowed 7 sacks as a team. They have a rookie left tackle. Don't forget about that. Andrew Thomas. He's allowed a sack this year. And for what it's worth, I don't think he's the top tier left tackles coming out of the draft this year. I think Mekhi Becton we saw last week was a better player, but we'll see how this year pans out. Kind of struggled a bit against competition. Granted, he did face a great pass rush in the Steelers and Bears, but the Niners are walking in there with no Bosa, D Ford. You'd think the Giants are maybe thinking they've caught a little bit of a break this week, but who on edge rush will step up for the 49ers and apply pressure? Will it be newly acquired defensive line Ezekiel Anza, Eric Armstead, or will Kerry Hyder Jr. continue to flash this year and provide some pressure? We'll find out soon. Another key to the game for the 49ers. But back to Daniel Jones, he ranks at the bottom in terms of completion percentage. Now, this is only 2 games we're talking about, but now you don't have Saquon to run the football. Guys aren't going to be crowding the box. Your weapon, Sterling Shepard, is out in this game. I expect them to rely on Daniel Jones even more now, though. They still have some really good weapons. Golden Tate, Darius Slayton, tight end Evan Ingram, very dynamic. So he has weapons to share the rock. But again, that wouldn't be my approach if I'm the Giants. I'll try to establish a run game, and I'm surprised they didn't do that for him in the first 2 games. One last note about Daniel Jones. He's really good at extending plays. I think his running abilities can be overlooked because he doesn't look like the athletic type. He kind of looks like your prototypical quarterback who just stays in the pocket, kind of like Eli. But watch out for those scrambling plays. He can use his legs when needed. Defensively for New York, the Giants rank well in terms of total yards, are in the top 5 in that category. Now, where you can possibly beat them, maybe, is on the ground. I won't say they're terrible, but they've allowed an average of about 138 yards a game. As opposed to the air, they've only allowed, on average, 188.5 yards a game. That is second best in the league. Their corners are playing very well. I'm impressed. By the way, the Seahawks have allowed 400 plus yards a game. That is worse in the NFL. But they do have a guy named Russell Wilson who can compete against those passing yards. Just wanted to throw that in there. But they disguise coverage as well. I don't think this defense will make it easy on Nick Mullins and company. It'll be quite the challenge here offensively for the 49ers. I really think this can be a low scoring game. Rely heavily on your special teams unit, and the Niners just have to not beat themselves. Play some clean football. Look, I think this game is going to be closer than people think. I don't think you could just bank this as a W. The Niners are without their starting quarterback, and so Nick Mullins will have to be an important key to the game. I do think the Niners are the better team, even with all the injuries. I expect the Niners to win this game ultimately, but we have to put pressure on Daniel Jones. Nick Mullins, don't throw that ill-advised interception, and play some clean football. Minimize penalties and drops. I think the Niners walk away with a win. But anyways, guys, let me hear from you, faithful. What would be your keys to the game leading up to week 3? Go ahead and drop your comments below. Thank you all for watching my video. And as always, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.